Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome and give a rounding applause to the graduating class of 2001.
Just let me know when to do it. All right.
Coming out this afternoon and helping with our graduation ceremony. From Ambrose School, Ryan McEwen, Conran, and Lucy Jones. From the Lincoln School, Rachel Asaro, Alex Konecki, and Caitlin O'Donnell. From the Lynch School, Sarah Noble Matthew Ryan and Nicholas Stern. From the Morocco School, Matthew Ladd and West Shepard. And from Vincent Owen, Sean McCroby and Deanne Stryker. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Miller and the Winchester High School Band. My name is Clarence Olson. I'm one of the assistant principals here at Winchester High School, and I would like to welcome you to the 151st Winchester High School graduation. This has been an exceptional year here at Winchester High School. In the past week, we've had a tremendous senior prom, well attended, and we've had a class trip, we've had a senior picnic, we've had a number of activities that have all gone very well, and we trust that this afternoon will go equally as smoothly. Normally, you would be hearing Susan Morse, our principal, but as many of you know, she has been ill for some time, and I would like to ask Susan Moynihan, her secretary, to say a few words that Ms. Morse wanted to pass along. Oh, sorry, Judy Hessian will do that, the chairman of the English department. Thank you.
I think it's fitting that I was asked to read these words from Sue Morse. People confuse us all the time, and so it's a particular blessing on my part. She's been my friend since she came here over 20 years ago. She taught in the English department, part-time German, part-time English, and we've been friends ever since. So I'd like to read her words today. Louder. Greetings, graduation class of 2001. I'm very sorry to miss graduation, one of the most significant days in your life. The nature of our different but related missions, yours to be teenagers with all the risks and all the pushing of limits, they naturally bump up against mine, the holder of academic standards and behavioral standards. As difficult as this conflict may seem in the moment, the long-term outcome is quite positive. You have gained an excellent education here, whether you go on to college, to work, or to face the challenges life brings you. I would like to thank the administrative team, Dr. Carol Eaton, Clarence Olson, and Lisa McManus, for stepping in so admirably in my absence. And I would also like to thank the teachers and staff members who have come today to share in your graduation. Life gives you hurdles, and they don't all come in high school. You will face many more in many different guises. I am facing one myself right now. I can't tell you that it was an algebra teacher or a principal or a school secretary that gives me strength. I will say it is the accumulation of experiences, both good and bad, that helps to provide the springboard of strength to match the challenges. So today, go out and gather those experiences. And don't forget us. We always love to hear what happens in your life post-Winchester High School. She sends her love to all the members of the senior class.
Thank you, Ms. Hessian. Hi, I'm Lisa McManus. I'm one of the assistant principals here. And first, I'd like to introduce the people that are represented here in the back, behind the flag that I can't see. First of all is Dr. Carol Eaton, Mr. Peter Haley, Chair of the School Committee, Dr. Stephen Foster, Assistant Superintendent, Ms. Linda Chase, Director of Pupil Services, Mr. Richard Thorne, our guest speaker today, Ms. Priscilla McPhee, Selectman, and School Committee Rep. Beth Ladow. Thank you for coming. To the class of 2001, it feels like just yesterday we walked into the halls of Winchester High School together. You as the freshman class and me as the new assistant principal. I will always remember you as the first class I spent all 4 years with. Where does the time go? You have all grown up to be such special people, and I will always hold a special place in my heart for all of you. Thank you for making me feel so appreciated and respected. I will never forget that. Good luck to all of you, and I will miss you. Before we begin the ceremony, the Winchester graduating class of 2001 is honored to dedicate their commencement ceremony in memory of Patricia Swartz, who would have graduated with their class if she had not passed away when she was a kindergarten student at the Lincoln School. Now I'd like to introduce our first student speaker, Student Council President Jane Kim.
Congratulations, class of 2001. I'm so proud of all of us. In a few moments, we will have graduated from high school. With the flip of a tassel and a handshake, we will have a piece of paper that says we are absolutely finished. This is a big day. This is our day. Graduation is an enormous accomplishment. This is what we have all been striving for since we first started school. It took a lot for us to finally get here on this field in these caps and gowns. From dance policies and contracts to passing classes and exams to maximum security at WHS, we have done it all. Who knows, maybe next year's class will have to go through polygraphs and metal detectors. But I won't give the administration any ideas. In all honesty, when I look back on the 14 years of schooling and almost 18 years of my life that have led to this day, all I can remember are priceless memories and a blur of happiness. Before I sat down to write the speech, I asked some of my classmates what they would say if they had to speak at graduation. Responses varied from, "Did you hear what Joey said for her speech on Dawson's?" to, "The internet always has some good stuff." Mostly I just got a bunch of blank stares. So even if it's cheesy, I still just decided to speak from the heart. As I get older and I reminisce about high school and our graduation day, I will always think of Winchester. And whenever I think of Winchester, I will always think of my childhood. I will remember the leg warmers and jelly shoes we used to wear, the banana seat bicycles and super soakers we used to play with, Crocodile Mile, the original Nintendo games, the tire swing and the change from tapered to straight to flared leg jeans. I will remember double sessions and trips to New York and Washington during middle school. And I will remember the orange hallways of WHS and the classic symbols of bomb threats, midriffs, and SUVs that represent our generation. No matter what happens tomorrow or years from now, I will always remember the class of 2001, not because we were all necessarily best friends, but because childhood friends are priceless. As we venture off into the world, no one else will know the small but important details of our youth. No one else but our fellow classmates. Who else will remember that Abby used to live on Ardley Road, or the different hairstyles we had, like when Andrea and Ryan had long hair, or how Kellen and Axe had mullets, or when Erin and Kim had hair of all colors? Who else knows that Emma broke her arm twice in elementary school, or that Liz, Johnny, Timmy, Jenny, and me grew tall in high school, or that most of us had braces with colored elastics? By the way, what were we thinking? Childhood friends are and will continue to be the best, and our class will always have a special bond that time nor distance can ever break. Growing up in Winchester, I could always think of the negative aspects of this suburban community. But now, as I stand here before you all, I can only think of Winchester's many positive forces which have developed all of us through the vital stages of our childhood. As students, this community allowed us to become mature adults with little to no worries. As children, we were able to walk and play outside, and as teens, we were able to leave our houses and cars unlocked without concern. Danger is out there, but it creates no anxiety for us in Winchester. With our safe community and the constant support from family, friends, and teachers, we were all given the opportunity to try and find our identities without the constant stress and problems that are rampant in other communities. I now see and fully appreciate Winchester's offerings and why my parents decided to move here in the first place. Who knows, maybe I'll raise my children here someday. Another thing that I've noticed about Winchester is that everybody here is very unique. It seems from first glance that our community is extremely homogeneous, but although people here may not differ in color, we are all so distinct in character. The various types of people that I've met in the last few years have had such different personalities. And as I look out on at the class of 2001, I see that we exemplify the diverse characters that we will soon meet in the future, in the workplace, in school, or on the street. There have been people who have made me cry, made me frustrated beyond words, made me laugh for hours, made me happy, made me hungry, but most importantly, everyone made me grow and learn more about who I am and who I want to be. I think we've all grown more than we ever imagined in the last 4 years. In addition to the 8 inches of height that I gained, I know that personally I have gained infinite knowledge from school, the relationships that I made, and from my classmates. And just think, we're only 18. We still have much more to accomplish, learn, and have fun with. Sometimes I wish that I could predict the future, or that God would give me some sort of hint as to the direction of our lives. Maybe then I would have some words of wisdom for you all, but the truth is, we're all in the same position, and the reality is, it's more fun not knowing. I do have handfuls of encouragement and a strong faith in all of us. As a class and as individuals, we can all have confidence in what we have learned and experienced, in what has shaped us from infancy to who we are today. Our community, teachers, school, friends, and family believe in us, so all we need to do now is believe in ourselves. From this point on, it's up to us. It's up to us to use what we have learned and what we will learn to guide us through struggles and bliss, and to pave our own individual path. There will be no more begging our parents to call us in sick so we can stay home and watch TV. There will be no more reprimanding for being in the hallways eating or with an uncapped beverage. There will be no more asking to go to the bathroom. From this day forth, we all have the freedom to make our own choices, whether it is at work, in travel, or at college. For me, I know that I will try to take advantage of this freedom, and I will never overlook the immense good and knowledge that I have gained from my life here. I will learn from the bad and remember and cherish the good times. I will stay true to myself, and I will face adversity with strength and compassion. I will always hope, because as they say in Shawshank, hope is a good thing, maybe the best of things, and a good thing never dies. In closing, I would like to read a poem by Ralph Waldo Emerson called What is Success? What is success? To laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition, to know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded. I wish you all continued success and joy. Thank you to the community, faculty, family, and friends. Thanks, Mom, Dad, Gina, and Jean Young. Congratulations, class of 2001. We out.
Thank you, Jane. And our next speaker, President of the class, Carly Kamen.
Thank you. Well, guys, we've finally made it. We've reached our graduation, and each of us will walk away from the ceremony with 2 things: a diploma in hand and a new title, Winchester High School graduate. For the past couple of years, I've been waiting for this moment, the moment when I get to stand before all of you and speak on behalf of the class of 2001. As I prepared this speech, I had one objective in mind. That objective was to make you smile, to have everyone sitting before me retracing our past and remembering the good times we shared. Many of you gave me advice on how not to write the speech, yet the funny thing is, few of you actually had suggestions on what I should include. After much consideration, I came across an idea that I hoped would meet my objective. This idea was our shared past. The lessons we learned, the obstacles we overcame, and of course the friendships we will always treasure. These experiences are what helped us form our own identities. Identities we are about to carry with us as we begin our new journey. These identities have been formed throughout the many years we have spent together. We have sat side by side, some of us all the way from nursery school through high school. For many, our bond began in elementary school. Looking back, I see how the simple things we enjoyed during these days were actually the beginning of important life lessons we will carry forever. I recall the long list of classroom rules we would make on the first day of school. Rules such as raising your hand and not speaking when others are speaking. Rules we practiced sacredly inside the classroom. However, my greatest memory from these days was recess. Recess to us was such an ordinary thing, an everyday event, but it helped shape our values. It provided us with our first experience of disappointment when we picked last for kickball, our first experience with friendships, our first experience with sharing, and our first experience dealing with the scrapes and bruises without mom and dad by our side. Most importantly, it taught us that fun and play are a necessity in life. It taught us that a balance between rules and play is essential. We left elementary school naive and confident with ourselves. Middle school was like a black hole, a time most of us would never want to relive. For many of us, it was the hardest time in life. It was a place where friendships were tested and sometimes ended, a place where we battled with our own identity. We all had little confidence and would change our personalities to conform with the desired clique. Basically, it was a time of insecurity and doubt. We left middle school insecure and very judgmental. However, we survived and moved on to high school, wounded but wiser. The friends we have made here are true friends. Friends we can call at 4 o'clock in the morning just to talk. Friends who we can laugh with for hours over absolutely nothing. Friends we can always count on to be by our side, whether we are crying or laughing. Friends we can imagine 30 years down the road, still sitting in the pink room laughing until we can't talk or breathe anymore. These are the friends who know that we are not and never will be perfect, but they still love and accept us. Most are more than friends to us. They are our soulmates. High school is also a time when we no longer try to conform to other people's values and ways. Instead, it was a time when we established our own values and beliefs. Here in high school, we have become our own people, and we will decide on our own futures. We have come to accept the imperfections that come from being human. We have become accepting of not only ourselves, but others as well. We are now leaving high school, secure with ourselves and accepting of others. Now the time has come when we must all part. I stand here looking to the faces of those so familiar, the faces that I see every day as I walk the halls, the faces I laugh and cry with. Looking into these faces, I realize things will never be the same. People I've become accustomed to seeing daily, I may never see again. Teachers and other adult figures who have been there to guide me through tough times will also be left behind. However, before I say goodbye, I must also say thank you. I owe my mother, father, and brother the most thanks, for they have stood by my side each and every day, encouraging me to be the best person I can. They never let me forget that nothing was impossible, and most importantly, they never stopped believing in me. For the rest of my family, Nana, Papa, all my aunts and uncles and cousins, thank you for supporting me, not only today, but throughout the years. Mrs. Cronin, without your help, this speech would not exist. You always gave me that extra push that enabled me to get my feelings down on paper. Mr. Thorne, for the past 2 years I've sat in your class admiring your strength and wisdom. You never let us forget that there is more to the world than perfect grades and honors. Mrs. Branley, Mrs. Guston, Mrs. Britt, thank you for always providing an open ear to my problems. 3 of you always knew how to keep me sane during hard times. Mr. D, Mr. Fusco, Ms. Town, and the rest of the WHS faculty, your guidance throughout the past 4 years has truly been amazing. Without your help, all the memorable events would not be possible. There are many more people out there who I owe thanks to, and I promise you are not forgotten. As I say my thank yous, I realize this is the last time we will all stand together. The last time we will stand as one. This is the end of an important phase of our lives and the beginning of a new phase. A phase we are all ready to begin. Although I understand that I am truly ready for a fresh start, I don't want to leave behind all the incredible people I have shared so many memories with. People who have shaped me into the young adult I have become. It seems as right when life is running smoothly, things are about to change. Whether we like it or not, the time has come when we must all move on. I would like to leave you today with these words of advice. Hold the past in your heart, cherish it, and know that things will never be exactly this way again. Thank you.
Thanks, Carly. Just put it right here, I think. You grab those two.
And now the Winchester High School Octets and soloist Kelly Lynch. set them into two piles.
Okay, oops, not been working. Every year, the graduating class chooses someone that they respect from the high school community to give the graduating remarks. This year, the class of 2001 is proud to ask a teacher who has been teaching in the Winchester schools for at least 38 years. It is my pleasure and honor to introduce our next speaker, Mr. Richard Thorne.
Welcome, graduates of the year 2001. I am glad to see all of us here. A friend a while ago said, "What a hoot this must be." You students have managed to do in 12 years what has taken me 35. We're both getting ready to try a new adventure. Speaking about myself, I must have one of the shortest resumes possible. I started my career by doing my student teaching at Winchester High in the fall of 1965. I was hired the next summer, and I have been here ever since. I am sure some of you have already a longer resume than I have. Many, many years ago, I had two dreams. One was to play the piano, and the other was to be a teacher. I wanted to play the piano because I wanted to make sound become music. I wanted to be a teacher to make my life become a sharing and learning experience. About 2.5 years ago, I started to take piano lessons, and I would like to tell you that I deeply appreciate now what the word challenge means. I never thought that reading 2 sets of staffs, making the right hand do one thing, and the left hand do another, and at the same time having both hands move to different rhythms would make playing the piano such a struggle. I'm really good with my right hand, and I'm really good with my left, and really, really good at making those double sets of tadpoles do things I'm sure the composer never meant for me to do. At one point, I asked my teacher if we could just concentrate on doing the piano pieces written for one hand only. He just laughed at me, but I thought I'd be terrific. I do want, however, to make those dots I see become real music to my ears and eventually to everyone else's ears as well. In my opinion, one of the greatest professions is that of teacher. Parents are teachers, ministers are teachers, friends are teachers. Each wants to be involved in helping you understand yourself and your world. I love teaching mathematics. I think there is nothing so great as watching beautiful creations being made out of simple numbers and figures. I enjoy watching a student take on the struggle to understand, to interact with the teacher, to make beautiful the symbols that abound. I am fascinated how each of you can look at the same symbols and fight with them, move with them, sometimes be buried by them, but always interacting with them and in so many different ways. Sitting here in the audience is a former student of mine who has a son graduating today. At a recent high school open house, I kiddingly said to the father how genetics certainly had made an improvement in the next generation. In a friendly way, he said back to me something like, well, it could be the teaching got better over that time period as well. I thought about that for a good long while and decided that, yes, I think I have gotten better over the years, and it's because I had many helpers. You, the students, your parents, but most of all, my colleagues. It is my colleagues who have seen me through my struggles. It is my colleagues who have made me want to do my best to be a good teacher to my students. My friends and family have helped me keep my dream alive. Let no one ever prevent you from making your dream come true. Some of you saw a segment of the movie Dead Poets Society with me a few weeks ago. Using one segment of that film, I tried to impress upon you how important it was to be in the stream of humanity, but not so much so that you had lost your own identity. You have to have your own goals, your own dreams, and you need friends to help you make that happen. Enjoy the people you're with, learn from those people. I would like to share with you a passage from a book about someone else beginning a new adventure. In the house of Pooh Corner, we are reintroduced to Christopher Robin, Eeyore, Owl, Rabbit, and, of course, Winnie the Pooh and Piglet, as well as meeting Tigger. Now, as everyone knows, Pooh and Piglet are always getting themselves into some kind of muddle, and Owl and Rabbit and Christopher Robin have to come to their rescue. We also know that Pooh does manage to come out of each muddle quite fine. Near the end of this story, all in the 100-acre wood know that life is about to change for Christopher Robin. He is leaving his friends for someplace new. So, Christopher Robin's friends get together and decide to write him a poem. Eeyore gives the poem to Christopher Robin to read, and they all say their farewells, except for Pooh, who stays behind. Christopher Robin asks Pooh what he likes doing best in the world, and Pooh says he likes to be with Piglet and Christopher and having a hummy sort of day. Christopher Robin says that what he likes doing best is nothing. Pooh asks, how do you do nothing? And Christopher Robin replies, well, It's when people call out at you just as you're going off to do it. What are you going to do? And then you say, oh, nothing, and then you go and do it. After a short walk, when they get tired, Christopher Robin says that he is not going to be able to do nothing anymore. Pooh asks, never? And Christopher Robin says, well, not so much, because they don't let you. Christopher Robin then says, Pooh, promise me you won't forget about me ever. Not even when I'm 100. Pooh thought a little and asked, how old shall I be then? 99. Pooh said he promised. Christopher Robin put out his hand and felt for Pooh's paw. Christopher Robin asked Pooh that whatever happens, would Pooh understand? Pooh said, understand what? Christopher Robin said, oh, nothing, and then took Pooh's paw and said, come on. Where, said Pooh. Anywhere, said Christopher Robin. For me, as I look to a new adventure, this book gave me 3 thoughts I'd like to give to you. 1, find someone's hand to take. Never forget each other. 3, find time to do nothing. Finally, there are 3 points I'd like to leave with you. Number 1, embrace the liberal arts. Art and music and the printed word have much to offer the spirit. Embrace the sciences. They will help you understand your world. Number 2, you will always meet people in situations where banging your head against the wall or the blackboard keeps you from screaming. And after a while, you know, it doesn't hurt as much as it did at first. One small problem, though, that my students always point out is how difficult it is to get that small little grease mark off the board. Before I mention the 3rd point, I would like to thank everyone here who has made my tenure in Winchester an incredible adventure. You have helped make my dream exist. And the last and final point, number 3. As Mr. David S. and Mr. Eric S. will tell you after having watched me, doing your own little dance now and then can make anything turn into a laugh. Thank you, and good future to you all.
Good afternoon, seniors, parents, faculty members, administrators who are here. Thank you for supporting our wonderful senior class, our invited guests, and for the spirit that is always here in Winchester around these wonderful events. I'd like to give some credit first to 3 of the senior class advisors, Gail Town, Rhonda Dario, and John Fusco. They've done a tremendous job, as you can see. I'd like to thank Clarence Olson and Lisa McManus for carrying on in Sue's illness. We've been thinking and praying for Susan, thinking of Susan and praying for her this last month. It's been very difficult, but Clarence and Lisa have done a great job. And all the high school faculty for that and staff, they've done a tremendous job. I bring greetings from the entire system and congratulate you on the first 13 years of education successfully completed. But that's not the end of it. There's much more education, whether you're choosing to go on to a 4 or a 2-year college, or whether you're going to become employed. There is education everywhere you go. What I'd like to do is to compare what you have before you with a play, because really we're all about writing our own play and starring in our own play. And that's what William Shakespeare, I'm sure you'll remember when he referred to this, all the world is a stage and we are but the actors on it. And that really is the case. Think of yourself as the lead actor or actress and play your very own play, your very own life. From today, after you receive your diploma and throw your caps in the air, begin planning how your play and your role will play out. You probably know where this is going. I'm going to give you a little bit of advice about how you should play that role. Here it is. Anatole France, a well-known French author, said, "To accomplish great things, one must dream as well as act." You must dream and reflect all along the way, or you will just hurtle forward without any rewriting. And you have to plan the next parts of your play as you move forward. Approach your role with passion. And share that passion with all of your audiences. Without passion for what you do, you will burn out. Those of us who throw our passion into our jobs can share that experience with you and be very proud of it. Don't worry about your mistakes. You will learn more from your failures than you did those great successes. Ann Richardson, a very, very famous politician in Texas who lost her position, however, said she learned more from her mistakes. Reward yourself and rekindle your fire when it is burning out. Barbara Jordan, former U.S. Congressman, said at Millbury College graduation, "Think what a better world it would be if we all, the whole world, had cookies and milk about 3 p.m. every afternoon and lay down on our blankets for a nap. We probably would treat people better and focus our lives a little bit better." Lastly, I choose the piece of advice from Gwendolyn Brooks, a poet. Do not desire just to fit in. Desire to lead with excellence. Your play, whatever it may be, will be a success with hard work and planning, and always have the passion. Thank you and congratulations.
Before we begin to hand out the diplomas, I'd like to call 5 seniors up who are receiving an award of merit for their outstanding academic excellence. Christopher Luby, please come on up. John Miller. Valerie Scharf. Michael Casserly. And Jennifer Hanley. Now, Mr. Rhonda Dario and Miss Gail Town, 2 of the class officers, as well as Mr. John Fusk, who is on a camera somewhere, were 3 class advisors for the senior class. Mr. Daddario, Miss Town will now call the names of the graduating seniors, and Dr. Eaton and Mr. Peter Haley from the school committee will hand out the diplomas.
The first member of our graduating class, Deborah Teresa Abrams. Elizabeth Agnew. Wendy P. Alston. Carolyn Janice Amoroso. Susan Erica Anderson. Timothy Edward Armstrong. Andrew Michael Aria. Lauren O'Farrell. Eric Michael Axon. Kellen Thomas Baker. Ian Alexander Ballantyne. Ravel O'Toole Barrett. Richard Charles Batchelor. Philip Wellington Michael Bates. Eric Alexander Bees. Peter Blake Benson. Tatiana Christina Berinde. Allison Bernazzani. Daniel Robert Bailicki II. Catherine Bishop. David Krikor Bodakian. Shannon Alyssa Brady. Melanie Lynn Breen. Tony Nicholas Brennan. Laura Lynn Burke. Stephen Byford. Vanessa Leah Calantropo. Carly Michelle Cammon. Scott Francis Campbell. Julie Elizabeth Campobasso. Jeffrey Michael Canavan. Kimberly Carr. Michael James Casserly. Crystal Lee Casino. Julie Ann Castagnetti. Jason Charles Cerruti. Jihei Chang. John Hadong Chong. Nicole Ann Krastowski. Brad William Clancy. Tracy Ann Keneally. Adam Joseph Corby. Joseph Richard Costa. Mary Beth Crowley. Emily Ann Cura. Emmanuel D'Ambrosio III. Elizabeth Ouimet D'Entremont. Ian Thurston Damasa. Abigail Reed Delaney. Erica Finnerty Den. Mark John de Blasi. James Leonard DeFranco. Marcus James DiGiacomo. Alyssa DiMarzo. Cara Christine DiSarcina. Emily Doe. Laurie Marie Dorr. Eugene Drozdetsky. Bridget Kathleen Ducey. Larry Isaac Edward. Laura Alexis Encarnacio. And now not present, Bennett Walkley Ewing Jr. Dana Christopher Fallon. Jinghua Fan. Sarah Noel Ferrero. Thank you. Peter Farrow. Laura Ferraco Ficocello. Nathaniel Walker Fisher. Jillian Deborah Flaherty. Megan Elizabeth Flanagan. Thomas John Fleming. Elizabeth Len Church Frizzoli. Angela Fucillo. Steenie P. George. Joseph Peter Garine. Emily Elizabeth Gifford. Leandra Godoy. Michael Francis Going. Elizabeth Lee Grealish. Michael Paul Guerin. Jennifer Elizabeth Hanley. Brian Richard Hart. John Parkhurst Hussein. Elizabeth Houghton. Adam J. Howe. Andrea C. Huber. Ryan Lewis Hurley. Elijah Devaney Irving. Eric Christian Irving. Brian Drew Johnson. Lindsay Erin Jones. Alicia Lynn Jumper. Philip G. Kalis. Lisa Marie Kelly. Kristen Kenny. Luke R. Killian. Jane Kim. Leslie H. Coy. Emily Marshall Keomidmighty. Emmeline Lang Kennedy.
Lauren Elizabeth Lapointe. Joseph Patrick LaRocca. Vanessa Jean Lawrence. Nastasia Viti Lawton. Dee Dee Lee. Christopher Todd Luby. Claire Lunardoni. Allison Marie Lynch. Kelly Ann Lynch. John Joseph Lynch.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Brett Francis Maganzini.
Congratulations.
Erin Catherine Mahoney.
Oh, be careful, Aaron.
Congratulations.
Thomas James McKenzie.
Congratulations.
Christopher Thomas McLean. Sarah Jane McPhee. Natalie Mae McWilliams. Caitlin Kelly Mahar. Carla A. Medina. John Brown Miller. Megan Morris. Jeffrey Muller. Jillian Beth Murphy. Lisa Dawn Murphy. Stephanie Eileen Murray. Ranjini Gowrie Murthy. Parul Nagar. Tessa Ann Nazaro. Daniel Adam Nelson. Catherine Scott Newhouse. Allison Constance Nolan. Emily Mary Nolan. Robert Brian Norberg. Jennifer Alice O'Leary. Alan Joseph O'Neill. Rick Casino Jr. Sandy Park. Caitlin Lee Petrucci. Ooh. Timothy John Porter. Stacy Ann Prosh Wilson. Melissa Taylor Quine. Brandon Lee Brabar Daniels. Paul Ratner. James Bradford Ravenscroft III. Eric R. Reed White. Amanda Jocelyn Rich. Michelle Barbara Robot. David James Rogers. Jane Dorothy Rogers. Joanne Marie Rotundi. Michael E. Russo. Jonathan Paul Salvo. Nicole Elizabeth Sanderson. Greg R. Santini. Rugo Vincent Santini. Giorgio Scapini, Jr. Valerie Fairfax Scharf. Allison Beth Shear. Jessica Ann Victoria Scotty. Barbara Lee Seymour. Catherine Allison Shosho. Patrick Lloyd Simpson. Laura Suzanne Sneebold. Christopher Dylan Stacy. Nairi Stepanian. Elizabeth Marjorie Stalker.
Congratulations, Elizabeth.
David Patrick Sullivan.
Congratulations.
Ryan Joseph Sullivan.
Congratulations, Ryan.
Jason Robert Suslovich.
Congratulations.
Eric Martin Sutton.
Congratulations, Eric.
Nadia Tabara.
Congratulations, Nadia.
Michael Anthony Tambone.
Congratulations, Michael.
Anya Denise Todd.
You feel better?
Lauren Joanne Torlone.
Congratulations.
Kendra Lynn Totman.
Congratulations, Kendra.
Michael Green Trakamus.
Congratulations, Michael.
Matthew Paul Troisi.
Oh my!
Elizabeth Olson Vukovic. Jeremy Joseph Vaders.
Does he need help going down, Sue? I don't know, yeah.
Jeffrey John Vosnak.
Congratulations,
He
Jeff.
does-
D. Alexander Walker.
Thanks. Congratulations.
Margaret Elizabeth Walther.
Congratulations.
Emily Malone Warshauer.
Congratulations, Emily.
Robert James Wasserman.
Confetti. Confetti, good.
Robert.
Congratulations, Robert.
Wayne John Wells.
Congratulations, Wayne.
Catherine Emily Whitaker.
Congratulations, Catherine.
John M. Williams.
Hey, John.
Congratulations, John.
Ethan Andrew Wilson.
Congratulations, Ethan.
John S. Wingerath.
Congratulations, John.
Stephen Benjamin Walbrom.
Congrats.
Congratulations, Steve.
Eric Clifford Worth.
Congratulations, Eric.
Kimberly Ann Wright.
Congratulations,
Garrick Lupquan Young. Nicholas Raymond Zakin.
Congratulations.
Yu Joe.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Daddario, Ms. Town, Mr. Haley, and Superintendent Eaton.
Take your tassels off your hats. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome and give a rounding applause to the graduating class of 2001. Congratulations, everybody.